Right, morning everyone. I hope you're doing well today. Today's lesson we're going to be talking about footwork, okay? If you're a first-time beginner of boxing and you have just started, or you're a few weeks in, or even a couple of months in, you need to know about footwork and you want to learn about footwork, this is the video for you. In this video, I'm going to tell you the basics of fundamental footwork. I'm going to talk about mistakes that are made. I'm going to also give you a drill at the end of the video so you can practice. And by the end of the video, you'll have a full understanding of how footwork works and how to implement it and how to practice it. Let's go.
Boxing.
Well, first off, I just want to say thank you for joining me. And secondly, I want to say well done. You're seeking out some information and that's the first step to learning. So congrats on that. Now let's get into the video, okay? What is footwork in boxing? Basically, it's extremely important, okay? Very important. It's like probably the second or third most important thing depending on a boxer's style, but it can really be a big part, and it is a big part of defense, but also a massive part of offense. So it's really important that you learn it because it provides essentially good balance, all right? Good footwork can create good balance. Good balance makes a better fighter. I'll bring you guys in a little bit closer and I'll zoom in on all the elements that I'm doing. It's a big part of this channel, getting different angles so you can clearly and concisely understand what I'm talking about, okay? First things first, you need to have a good stance. This is imperative whatever you're doing in boxing, okay? A good stance creates good balance. It lets you punch better, it lets you defend better, and it helps you move your feet better, okay? Very important. I made a video about that. I'll leave a link in the description. So get a good stance. Now this is gonna apply whether you're right-handed or left-handed. It's the same concepts, all right? First things first, you want to move your foot in the direction you're going in, right? That's obvious. But which foot do you move? Okay, with my left leg out front, if I'm going forward, I'm going to move my left leg first, all right? As you get more professional, if you get to that stage, there are nuances to this, but this is for beginners. So the left leg is going forward, and I'm just gonna take one step, and the back leg is just gonna follow it, okay? Step, okay, step. That's it, all right? That's going forward. Now, if I'm going backwards, the exact same thing is gonna happen, right? I'm gonna start with my back leg, right? If I'm going backwards, the back leg is steps and the other one follows it. And the big part of this is you want to end up in the exact same spot that I was in. And the big part of this is you want to end up in the exact same spot that I was in. Right, so if I'm here like this with my stance and I step, I'm the exact same position and same fighting stance, just a foot further forward. Now, if I'm gonna go right, I'm gonna take my right leg and step over. If I'm gonna go left, where am I going? Yep, you guessed it, left, step over. Back, back, forward, forward. That's it, right? That is essentially it. One foot follows the other. Whatever direction you're going in, if I'm going forward, the front foot steps. If I'm going back, the back foot steps. If I'm going left, the left foot steps. If I'm going right, the right foot steps, okay? Whatever direction you're going in, if I'm going forward, the front foot steps. If I'm going back, the back foot steps. If I'm going left, the left foot steps. If I'm going right, the right foot steps, okay? Then you have a pivot. Now, I made a short video about this. I'll do a full detailed long video very soon. But a pivot is just turning on the front half of your foot or the ball of your foot if you get better at it to create an angle, right? Okay, this cuts out the step process, right? I don't have to take so many steps. I can just pivot like this, pivot like that, pivot like that. Step, pivot, bam, bam. Okay, very simple stuff, but also really important that you understand these simple concepts of footwork, because you can apply them and you have to just maintain the consistency of it to get better at it, okay? Let's talk about mistakes. One common mistake is something called cross walking, right? Which is where I'll take my right leg and I'll cross under like this. All right, this is an error You're going to give yourself some balance issues, obviously. I'm not going to be in a good stance, so I can't punch really, and I can't take a punch. So bad footwork can lead to bad defense, right? And bad offense. So bad footwork can lead to bad defense, right? And bad offense. So that's a no-no, right? Another no-no is to not go too wide, right? When I'm taking long, wide steps like this, I'm taking a step and I'm bringing this back. I want to step like that, okay? Step like that, step like that, pivot like that, step like that. So I'm in the same space every time. Bam, 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 boom, boom, bam, bam. Okay? You don't want to be out here. Once again, this is going to be a balance issue. I'm not going to be able to punch and I'm not going to be able to defend myself. Very important. Two simple mistakes that get made a lot that are quite easily to clean up. A third mistake is when you are getting from A to B, try to go on the front half of your foot, right? You don't really want to be using your heels to maneuver, right? That's obviously going to create a balance issue. Sometimes it can happen if it's just a little bit of the heel, not a big problem, but essentially you want to be as stealth and as quick as possible getting from A to B, right? So here, A meaning here, B meaning here. A meaning here, B meaning here, right? A, B. Now, I tend to say to fighters, don't hop, right? Someone in the comments the other day said, well, the Soviet style hop. Yeah, but they hop like this, all right? They're getting from A to B like that. It's a different style. Get A from A to B like that, all right? So don't hop too much. Be as stealth as you can. Don't cross your legs. Don't be too wide. Simple stuff. Just keep it right here, pivot, right here, right here, right here, right here, right here. The basic fundamental points of footwork is to keep it balanced and efficient and consistent as you can, right? The same shape, every position I go in. Right, let's talk about a drill that I have for you guys, right? Very simple. I've made a separate video about this on the basics, but essentially if you're just starting out, step, punch, right? Do these things separately to start out with, because when you connect your feet and your hands, it might give you some issues. We can develop that and get into that, but if you're first starting out, just step, jab, step, jab, step, jab, pivot, step, jab, step, jab, step, right hand. You can mix in whatever punches you want. It doesn't necessarily matter what you throw as in terms of punching. It's just getting the footwork right, being in the same position as you were, shooting a shot, pivoting, stepping, jab, step, jab, pivot, step, jab, step, jab, pivot, step, jab, step, jab, pivot. Okay? So you just stepping. Get your feet under you, get your balance under you, make sure you're in the right stance with your hands up, ready to fight, ready to punch, ready to block. Throw the shot, boom, step, boom, step, boom, you know? Basic drill for now. So quick summary, okay, because there's a lot to digest there. Go back and watch the video if you need to, but ideally just keep it simple, right? Stay balanced, watch the mistakes, make sure you're not making those mistakes, and just go slowly to start off with, right? Making sure you're in a good stance every time, and then when your feet are set, then you can punch if you're going to practice that drill. But making sure that you go in the right direction with your feet, the left foot or whatever lead foot is out front goes forward, right? The back foot goes backwards. The other one just follows it. That's really that simple. When I'm going left, the right foot follows it. When I'm going right, the left foot follows it. Really keep it that simple. Pivot, nice and easy with the pivot. And that's it. Take it from there, but practice a lot, shadow box a lot. Believe in yourself. Subscribe to the channel for more videos. My name's Henry. I have been teaching beginners for over 15 years, almost 15 years. And I really started to home in on exactly how to get beginners good. And I really enjoy it, and I would love nothing more than to help people online. So I'm gonna finish with a piece of music that I made. Hopefully it can inspire you. It's called Belief. So get practicing, subscribe to the channel, like the video. I'll see you in the next one where we're going to talk about how to improve your power as a beginner.
Boxing.
On it is.